TOP. That's how I started this one. Should I start over?
You should get the Mean Gene Oakland voice down and start one like that.
Oh my god.
And I can come in like Macho Man. Let me tell you, Mean Gene, when you get to the top of the mountain, the sand at the bottom, it's not as big.
Alright, and we are here for TOP promo number 8.
Jesus.
Part 3 of the video game promo.
Yeah.
Listing the greatest wrestling games of all time. Talked about the ones that we think are the best, what functionality we think is the best. We're going to end it with a list of games that we think are pretty good.
Did you ever check out that one that we're talking about this and like it's not we got a list that we want to talk about, but I threw out one to Mean Dean and it was WCW versus the World. Did you check any of that out?
I did. And I remember playing it. It was on PlayStation 1 or something like that. And it does have the old school Sting on the cover.
Dude,
right?
It's got like Ultimo Dragon in it.
Yeah,
Oh my God. Yeah, I know exactly the game.
Shitty graphics.
The graphics, like I got that and I was like, I creamed my jeans, a young kid getting that. I was like, oh yes, and then I played it, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was a very spoiled boy, man. I will not even lie, man. Now that you actually mentioned that, I really remember that fully in my head, man.
They didn't.
The thing that pointed out was Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah.
When I got it, I was Ultimo Dragon so much because he had the easiest finisher in the game, man, and I could just finish everybody.
There was that one guy on there that like he would do the back thing too, like he would get on his back and he would like arch, it was
the surfboard. It was like a
the Mexican surfboard.
Yeah, the Mexican surfboard.
Yeah, they didn't have pictures of the actual guys that are cartoon like characters of like Luger and all these guys. Yeah, that was a cool one. So one thing that I remember as a kid, one of the first PlayStation 1 games I remember, and incidentally now I have it for N64, is Warzone. So when they open that up, so WWF Warzone, they open it up and it's all like industrial. They got like the steel in the back, and there are 2 boxes. When you turn the box, it's a new character. And then once you select character, it shows a guy, but they still have the fingers stuck together.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That was back when Stone Cold was like just post Dream or like Ringmaster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they had the Bulldog. Oh shit. I think
Bret
they had
Hart.
Yeah, they had Bret Hart. I think they had the Headbangers in there too.
The Headbangers.
wow.
Mankind.
Doink was in there.
Mankind,
and he squealed in his matches.
Man. And it sounded like a pig, man. It sounded like a pig every time.
That was my favorite Mankind ever.
Man, I will never forget that because that is actually when when my mom and my stepdad moved into an apartment. I just remember it because, man, that's when Raw was really starting to pick up for me, man. And when I seen Warzone, man, I thought it was going to be this, like, super intense game. And I thought it was going to just destroy every other wrestling game I ever played.
Yeah.
I can't say it did, but it came. It was up there, man. I mean, I definitely give it a high 6, low 7 for it, man. Like, definitely got me intense, and I'll never forget, man. The players I used to love on there used to love on there is the Headbangers, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's something about Thrash and Mosh, man. Seeing them in that atmosphere with the kilts and shit, just so cool, man. It was like the first weird game you had ever seen dudes do that in.
Well, and in that game they had it when you get dazed. Like, you'll just, like, sit there and float. Your whole body will sway.
That's right, and it gave him the opportunity to do the stronghold to put the finishing move on and stuff. Yes, man.
You had the drunk sways when you were...
Yeah.
Yes.
So one thing you've mentioned in the past, JG, is that there's one video game that you'll always remember, and that was WWF in Your House. Tell us about that.
Man, all right, so mine's kind of a heart-touching heart-touching story about this. Shout out to this man. I mean, this is the first thing he probably ever did for me, really, honestly, in my life other than teach me sports. But my mother and my stepfather had just gotten a divorce. My stepfather wasn't really the type to go out and buy you any kind of presents or anything. Before then, the first thing he had ever bought me was Mega Man 3, and that's because I got student of the month at school. And instead of giving me the $100 like he promised me, he bought me Mega Man 3 and the Strategy Guide, which I don't think came out to $100 still this day, probably like 75. So I'm gypped to the other 25. But back to the story. They just gotten, maybe not fully divorced, man. I think they started the separation, about 2-3 month gap of them not living together, man. But this man comes over on Christmas Day, brings me a present. He's like, here, this is just for you, man. I open it up. It is WWE, or WWF at the time, In Your House, man. It meant so much to me because it really let me look inside that man's soul and be like, wow. he actually went and got me a gift based on something I enjoy, man. I'll never forget. That's the game where you hit the the Undertaker hits the tombstones on you. Shawn Michaels hits the hearts on you. Like,
oh wow!
That game was phenomenal, man.
And there it was like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it was
like
like
almost.
the Mortal Kombat.
And then they had the fatalities.
Yeah, man.
My favorite fatality is Vader. When he jumps up and sits on you, his ass is like 20 feet wide.
Yeah.
All right, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah, man. That game really has an impact on my life, man.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels one when he did his fatality, he did his pose.
Yep.
And he had the like heart-shaped bed come in
Yep.
with the Heartbreak Kid above it.
God damn!
Yeah,
You're bringing back memories.
Yeah, and then Taker had one where like he crushed the guy on the mat, turned him into like ash, and then a tombstone raised up from the mat.
Yeah, man. And then the narcissist would pull out the mirror.
Yeah,
man.
So-
That was good, man.
That was good. So we roll into, I talked a lot about WWF No Mercy on the first part of this wrestling one, so we can talk about WrestleMania 2000 on N64, which is just about as good. It's more of the poor man's No Mercy because No Mercy was redefining 2000.
Yeah,
So that was the game changer was 2000. So that was a great one. Tommy, you mentioned WrestleMania Arcade.
Yeah, that game
It's a
was
great one. Yeah.
on the Super Nintendo, man. I just remember playing it like crazy, dude. It was one of those games like it was a Friday night and you get home from school and your mom would take you to Blockbuster so you get one
Blockbuster.
game.
Oh my god!
You just pulled out a Blockbuster?
God damn.
Every Friday night was pizza and Blockbuster night in my house.
Nobody's gonna know what you guys are talking about.
It's this cool place, man, where you actually got to go in and select from a gang of video games other than what's just new.
Pre-Netflix, pre-Hulu, pre-Amazon.
If you don't know what Blockbuster is, Google it. You had to have a membership card.
Honestly, if you don't know what Blockbuster is, you shouldn't be listening to this show.
Yeah.
You should get your parents' permission first.
Yeah, for real. I remember getting Blockbuster games too.
Dude, and what really sucked, you'd be all excited to go get a game from Blockbuster and the motherfucker be gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You told your mom, let's leave 10 minutes early. You gotta finish your dinner. And then you go, Blockbuster, out of games.
Fellas, I'll be the first one to admit, man, that's about the time my parents were going through divorce. I was really spoiled, man. So every Friday night, it'd be my mom and my sister would split a pizza. I'd get a pizza to myself. It'd be pepperoni, onion, and green pepper. And then we go to Blockbuster. Justin's allowed to rent a video game and get him a candy.
Then crust her thing.
Oh.
That's what I'm
At the time,
That was
that's when Pan was
specific,
fired.
yeah.
That's when Pan was fired.
Pan
But
pizza?
yeah, man, I remember that like no other, man. I used to go into that Blockbuster, man. I would literally spend a good 20 minutes. And you pick up that first game, you're like, oh, I want this. And then you like see that other one just cross your eye, and you're like, oh my God, I need this. And it's back and
Can
forth.
I get two?
Can I get
If
two?
it
And then
was a
10
good-
minutes trying to decide when your mom's like, no, you can only have one tonight. Like, and then it finally ends with the eeny, meeny, miny, mo. And half the time you're right, and half the time you choose the shittiest game ever.
Right?
That was the shittiest weekend ever. When you had you
Yeah.
picked the wrong game, you're like,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So another one that came out on the Nintendo Entertainment System or the first NES, WrestleMania Challenge.
oh,
It had only a handful of wrestlers. I mean,
Warrior.
Eight.
maybe six.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was 6 to 8, man.
had
And wasn't
DV
Demolition
Something
two
like that.
of them?
No, Demolition wasn't in this
Oh.
one. It was Boss Man because he was hot at the time.
Warrior.
Warrior,
yeah.
$1 Million Man, Andre the Giant, Macho Man.
Hulk. It had
Hulk was in there.
Hulk.
Yeah,
And then you said Ultimate already, right?
That was about it.
Yeah, man.
It was about
that was
those.
the 6. Yeah, that was the 6.
Yeah, so it was about those guys, and there were only about 5 or 6 moves. And if you got lucky, you could toss the guy out the ring.
Yeah, man. Yeah, oh my God.
AB.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And it just reminds me of the later ones, man. When you're playing the Royal Rumble, man, you'd have to get that perfect position by the rope. Or you'd have to throw him against the rope, hit him with a clothesline to rock him on the rope, and then you could finally walk over there and toss.
Something
God,
specific.
man.
That was tough. That's a tough one. Next one, WCW versus NWO World Tour on N64. That was the first WCW game I've ever played. And I played it with the controller extension for 8 people, and we just go hard with the Steiners. And
Yeah, you were
Harmony.
telling me about that earlier this week.
Was that the
man.
one with Hulk Hogan on the cover?
It was with Big Show.
Yeah.
And well, you what they
The one with
the
Hulk
Giant.
Hogan?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Giant and Hollywood Hogan.
Man, I mean, it was a good game, man. It was.
That was one of their better ones, in my opinion.
Yeah, but for me, I mean, it's going to be that WCW
Revenge,
NWO
yeah.
Revenge. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's definitely a close second, man. I mean, The game that from WCW that kind of hurt me, and it's just because of how the moves were set up, is going to be Thunder. I mean, Thunder was so cool everywhere around, other than when I got in the ring and I'm trying to do the button combinations like it's Mortal Kombat, and nothing's happening.
What about Raw vs. SmackDown, the very first Raw vs. SmackDown on PlayStation 2?
I really enjoyed that, man. I mean,
I remember the cover specifically. It had Vince's crazy face with one blue eye and one red eye.
Yep. Was split it down the middle.
Yeah.
It's kind of like his look for the Vengeance pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Good call, man.
That wasn't too bad. It wasn't as good as, like you mentioned, SmackDown 2.
Things like that, but I mean, for where it was at that time, man, I mean, it was really good.
It was franchised for a while. They had Cena on there, as they have Cena on everything.
I'll never forget, man, because that's why I always wanted to be Randy Orton, because it was SmackDown. That's when SmackDown was the nothing show. Like, it wouldn't even get ratings, really.
Yeah.
Is that when they had the fist?
Pre-recorded, yeah.
Oh, dude, the fist was the best. That sounded fucked up, but I love the SmackDown fist.
Don't get any ideas, fans.
They're top of your butt.
Speaking of SmackDown, one of my favorite games of all time was SmackDown Here Comes the Pain with Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Specifically because I was always RVD, and I was always backstage, and I was always doing the 5-star off of everything.
And the Rolling Thunder did so well in there, man.
Yeah.
Like, all you would have to do is knock down your opponent. You could hit Rolling Thunder from anywhere.
But the game was easy enough that you could... The only thing that was tough is really setting up what you wanted to do.
Yep.
It was just easy enough to get these guys, like, pinned and shit.
I'm a cheater, guys, when it comes to wrestling matches. I won't even lie. For the first 2 to 3 minutes, all I'm doing is throwing you off the rope and clotheslining you. Because you know what that's going to do? Wear down your stamina. And then eventually, I can do those strongholds. And once I can do the strongholds, it's a wrap.
Right.
I was a guy with wrestling video games. I was always do, like, the weapons.
Oh yeah, man. Jump outside the ring, man.
Just beat the fuck.
That's one of the things I forgot. Yeah, sorry. That's one of the things I forgot to mention about No Mercy is you had to press the yellow directional button at the crowd, and you couldn't get it under the ring. You had to get
from the crowd. Yeah,
stop signs from the crowd.
And that's the same way WCW and Revenge is, man. It was so cool because you would stop, look at the crowd, you would start doing a hand gesture.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you just come out with something random. You point it up, and you go, "Oh, kendo stick! Oh, bucket!" Like, oh my god, all these different that. But for me, man, I would always just keep doing it until I got that steel chair because there was no weapon like this steel chair.
Sure.
Like you could hit them 3-4 times, your computer would drop it, but you could pick it right back up and start beating.
The steel chair was like dynamically, it was easy to use, and it hurt the opponent a lot. Like you couldn't use really the sledgehammer. That was kind of weird.
It was too slow, man.
Yeah.
And then the table, man. That was my most pissed off moment, man. Is when you do the table matches and you gotta set it up and then you have to whip them into it and somehow they roll on. But half the time when you're going to do the move, they've already moved. So you go through the table and who loses?
That's it.
Oh, man. And see, this is why we do the TOP, guys, because this is fun, entertaining, and you can't tell me, man, you're not going back to your nostalgia days right now.
That's true.
You're trying to grab a video game or two.
Yep. The last one, I don't know if you guys have played. I played it a little bit. It was WWE 2K13 with CM Punk on the cover. That's when they promoted Stone Cold and CM Punk in that interview. It was actually a really good. It was one of the more stacked rosters I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played it, so you two have the floor.
I mean, yeah, man, I'm in total agreement with you. I definitely remember. That's actually when I got my first Xbox 360. So I was going hard, man. And I mean, for me, that was the first game where I looked at the wrestlers and I was like, damn, man, you look like your counterpart. And I don't know, man, it just really showed the fluidity and it was fun, but I'll never forget. There was a part in the story, it was about halfway through, man, and for some reason, I just lost complete interest for some reason.
That's how I get too,
man. I mean, you got to keep me past there. Once I get to a certain point, if you don't keep me, that's on you, not me.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on, Vince. Keep him.
Now we're blaming. We can blame Vince for the wrestling world. I don't know if we could blame him for the video game world. No, but it's cool. Yeah, let's blame Vince for the video game world.
Yeah, we just blame him for everything.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then Vince, hey, you want that change, you better talk to us.
He'd fuck everything up to spite us regardless.
Man, he would just fuck everything in general.
We'll get a second chance with Vince. He gives everyone second chances.
Yeah, that's true.
Or thirds or fourths, or just, hey, let's just do some drugs, get coked out, and we'll be back in the Hall of Fame tomorrow.
Talk about smashing his daughter.
Oh, my God, I wish.
Still,
that's for another day, though.
Yeah. All right, TOP promo number 8. We're done.
And all I gotta say is, man, through 14 episodes, fellas, this has been an absolute pleasure, and I hope to see a million more.
Peace, bitches.